Neptune in Cancer, how it shapes your personality and life. The position of Neptune in your natal chart reveals how intuitive and dreamy you are, and whether your life takes any spiritual turn. Someone who is born with Neptune in Cancer in their natal chart always plans things with their family in mind, with the well-being of their close ones as a priority. No matter what they're doing, where they are, their first thought is the security and stability of the people they love. In fact, they are a part of many social groups, and are very attached to this concept in and of itself, being a part something greater than themselves. Being interested in their own person comes at a later stage in life, and allows them to explore their upbringing, emotional anchors and what led them to become the person they are. Breaking up with the past is one of the many ways to do this, pulling out all those memories, good or bad, that keep one chained and imprisoned in an old mindset. Neptune in Cancer in a nutshell. Style: idealistic and sociable, top qualities: stable, patriotic, gentle and understanding. Challenges: pessimism and the need to see everything with one's eyes. Advice: you could support your friends in more practical ways. Celebrities: Salvador Dali, Frida Kahlo, Walt Disney, Cary Grant, Vivian Leigh. Personality traits. Natives who were born under Neptune's watery mark are very comfortable and deeply connected to their sense of belonging to a community. In this sense, they are very patriotic people, and will always support their country in times of need. Even enlisting in the army wouldn't be a big surprise. Traditionalism isn't far away either, because they might also want to protect the generational ideas that have always been there. More practically, they are homely individuals who care a lot about the state of their domestic space. Moreover, Neptune releases a lot of unused energy that will help them develop more than they would think, on a personal level. This planet of the intuition and imagination bonds deeply with the Cancer's uncertainties. It gives this native the power to stop overthinking, and instead find fulfillment where there is none to be found, when the situation is dire enough to awake feelings of self-loathing, self-pity, anger, disappointment. Alongside the moon, Neptune really cranks up this native's potential, bringing the search for inner peace to a perfect conclusion. The concept of family is much more than that for the Neptunian Cancer. It actually holds a symbolic significance, one that transcends mere stereotypical ideas, that it's something which falls into a routine, a mere social construct meant to have a practical purpose. For them, family represents closeness, spiritual and personal fulfillment, that place where the struggles of the world bounce off of, a safe refuge for when they lose their path. Although they aren't exactly very knowledgeable about how relationships work, and how to deal with the oncoming problems, they have enough emotional depth, and get to fix most things really quickly, intuitively. The Neptunian Cancer is a very loving and empathetic individual, who rarely misjudges a situation, or doesn't understand the motivations of people around them. They can not only use their intuition to notice the little details about a person's emotions, but also find certain solutions to their problems. On a broader level of understanding, theirs is a highly sociable and communicative approach, which makes connecting to people much easier. They are also prone to such emotional insecurities, and many times, the most recurring issue they have is tied to the inner breach, caused by their many vulnerabilities and emotional weak spots. They are afraid to be hurt and disappointed, and try to build themselves a safe environment, a safe haven outside the confines of society. They feel like they have to give vent to all the inner feelings that have gathered inside there for so long. Even more, they are more than willing to share this spiritual epiphany with everyone else. A unity of being can only be achieved when one is in perfect harmony with his surroundings, and this is what Neptune teaches these natives above all else. The positives. The Neptunian Cancers would be quite efficient working as psychologists, psychiatrists, or professional counselors, due to their great intuition, deep empathic skills, and productive communication abilities. They are in sync with the world and understand the intricacies of the human psyche more than anyone else. Why is that? Because they can experiment on themselves, they own a mind that is very complex and hard to manage anyways. More than just to develop their professional expertise, they'll want to help their family and close ones develop in this sense as well. The negatives. Routine is something that the slow Neptune adheres to, and is also to the liking of the emotional Cancer, so you can be clear that for the Neptune in Cancer individual, if something happens that changes their well-established order of things, they can get extremely annoyed, uncertain, and very anxious. In this sense, they will do everything in their power to uphold that state of permanence, of constant comfort that brings so much personal fulfillment to them. Even if this sort of means sabotaging themselves, of even the development of those around. They are prepared to hide from change and transformation, if this means that their comfort is protected. The Neptune in Cancer man. If the level of empathy and emotional sensitivity would be directly proportional to the karmic ties of a person, then the Neptunian Cancers would straight up shoot towards the level of a Buddha. These natives feel much more intensely than most other men, and this is by no means a symbol of their weakness or lack of manly dominative characteristics. It just proves that their emotional intelligence is far higher compared to that of most of us. However, they are also very vulnerable to emotional disappointments, and when the time comes that they are feeling desperate, lost, without a place in the world, they expect their partner to be there for them, with moral support and a warm embrace at the ready. It's also a good idea for the man with Neptune in Cancer to take some time for themselves, take a step back and meditate on the particular reasons for the problems they have. Relaxation is key here, a way out of the stressful routine. Escapism is underrated these days, but Neptune brings it all back together, the notion that solitude can eventually mend all spiritual wounds, especially for introspective individuals like this man. The Neptune in Cancer woman. Just to pinpoint the sheer potential of these women, think that they borrow from the emotional energy of the moon through Cancer's influence, and that they are inclined, as per Neptune's activity, towards introspection and generation of new ideas. You can then figure out that all the coincidences that are happening in the life of the woman with Neptune in Cancer are actually part of a bigger plan, and that, if she plays her cards right and leaves all doubt aside, she will benefit tremendously as a result. She might have moments where she will feel her emotions are bound to overflow if she doesn't express them fully. And what better way to do it other than taking care of her family and friends? They take it upon themselves to pave the path towards a brilliant future for everyone close to them. Spiritual and emotional bonds are most important to them, as a whole. It's a good idea to get over past disappointments and mistakes, instead focusing on the present spiritual awakening.